G'day folks, here's my November collection update. G'day folks, Jeff here, welcome back to the channel. Today, another collection update. I've been a bit lax on my other non-collection update videos of late, but I'll probably pick up a bit, I'd say. This one, this is kind of large, this one. It's probably lengthy. I could blame some of it on a sale that Dark Descent Records had, so they're the cause of some of it, but the rest of it's just me buying a lot of stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, first up for today we have the brand new Pod People album. Represent. I have to give a bit of local love to legendary band that's been around for some time, since 1993 actually. This is a Canberra band, this is killer sort of stoner doom sort of stuff. This is their first album in 16 years. They had a bit of a break there in the mid 2010s, but yeah, got back together 2019. Got Roy on guitar now, so from Alchemist. I was kind of hoping there'd be a few little Alchemist solo bits on this, but yeah, no luck. Not that surprised really, to tell the truth. Amazing bloody cover art from Roy himself actually. He's a very talented designer, but yeah, this bloody rules, unsurprisingly. This is a band that I've seen live. I think it's the second most live performances of a band I've seen after Alchemist. These guys have been around for a while. But yeah, great stoner doom, a really good combination of sort of growls and Brad's sort of gravelly kind of voice as well. They go really smoothly from, kind of your chunky groovy riffs to just doom. It's very much a sort of Cathedral meets Sleep kind of style if you need some comparisons, but really, I mean, they've been doing their own thing for some time, that's for sure. After a little intro track, The Gates, they bang it in with God Help You, which is sort of punchy, proper sort of opener kind of song. A bit of a meaty swagger sort of rocking out, but then, yeah, it descends into doom pretty regularly. What else? Oh, yeah, Oblivion's the obligatory super doom song, very slow. I think Choke actually is one of my more favourite ones on here. It sort of starts with this killer sort of, I don't know, slow build intro with a bass line and then just, yeah, kicks in good and proper. Bloody good sound on this. I think it's Jason from Goat Sound, another fine job he did here. This was actually recorded more than a year ago, and also some extra work from Damo and Chock on some extra tracking apparently, so nice work fellas. This is, with this you get Inner Sleeve, which has got the band looking tough. I love that shot of Mags, the drummer, very fitting. And then yeah, no lyrics, tough luck, but yeah, band looking old. And yeah, that gets very spiffy as well. This is the Fancy Pants record. I got to admit, this doesn't quite live up to the very spiffy looking mock-up, but still looks bloody nice, that's for sure. This is the Secret Stash edition, which, this came out on Black Farm Records, a French label for some reason, who very, very heavily into the doom and gloom side of things. I think Hecate is also on them as well, so, very enjoying this. I mean, there's only six songs, one of which is an intro, but yeah, there's plenty of music on here, that's for sure. And yeah, look at that cover art, bloody spiffy as. It looks very nice on a shirt as well. So I got the shirt before I got the record, but I'm familiar with the band, that's for sure. So yeah, bloody ripper. I mean, this is their third album. It's not too different than their previous couple of albums as well. Like, you know what you're going to get if you've heard Pod before, but yeah, new songs, sounding killer. Love your work, fellas. Keep up the damn good work. All right, next up are a batch I got from Facebook. Good old Facebook. Thanks to Heath for sending these ones through. This one, it's quite amusing. I'd just been thinking about this band. I think I'd actually looked them up on Discogs and saw some, not the best prices. And then saw this on Facebook for good money. So it's just one of those weird happenstances. It has happened to me before. I remember really wanting a Kong album like the Dutch band, and then going into Cash Converters, which is like, a porn store, like PAWN store in Australia, and there it was for like $5. Just random weird shit that I'd find in there. But at any rate, this is DeLorean, where all the laughter has gone. Very happy band, this one. So yeah, this is Finnish sort of black doom almost. I don't know, you could sort of think Unholy a bit like that. Not exactly the same as them. This is their first album. They're a very non-urgent band. I think languid is the word I usually use when I describe these guys. I must admit I'm more familiar with their later albums. This is their self-titled album, and then Void Wards, the last album. Only 3 albums. I think there's like an EP or something. That's about it. Don't know what happened to these guys. So yeah, lots of mellow bits on this. As I said, they get a little more psychedelic and weird in the later albums, but this is a bit more straightforward. But I think they really mesh stuff together well with this. It's like the mellow bits and the heavier, nastier sort of bits. It's sort of similar to Bethlehem at times, but I think if anything, these guys kind of do it a bit better, really. The vocals are kind of blacker on here as well. Like the later albums, it's almost like a, I don't know, deep whisper kind of thing. They're not really slow enough to be considered funeral doom. Like it's not punishingly slow, but they've definitely got that aesthetic about them. I really don't like the keys at the start of the title track. It's a bit kind of poncy. So yeah, great start, but if you're going to get any DeLorean, I reckon Void Wards is the best by far. This is their last album. It's just untouchable stuff. So yeah, very happy to get this, and especially for a good price. So thanks, Heath. Love your work. Heath was also selling this, and I couldn't resist. So this is Enchantment with Dance the Marble Naked. This is an old British death doom sort of band from Blackpool, I believe. I mainly grabbed this because I'm a big fan of Mark G with a C. It's a YouTube channel. I'll put a link to it below. The guitarist, or one of the guitarists of this band, and very nice chap. He's got very good taste in horrible death metal as well. So highly recommend you check out his channel. It's a must watch for me. So yeah, I couldn't resist getting this. I never even heard this band back in the. I mean, this came out on like Century Media in 1994, so I should have heard it. It's like Death Doom, of course. I was interested in 1994, but I don't know, didn't know them at all. So but yeah, this is only this. Well, this is their first album. They've only got one other. I think they must have split for donkey's years and then got back together because they got a couple of year old one that I'll have to track down, I think. So yeah, British Death Doom. Obviously, they're somewhat influenced by the the classic big 3 of Paradise Lost. What are they? My Dying Bride, and I think mostly on this Anathema, like real early Anathema style, Darren sort of era. But I mean, they're still doing their own thing, and I think this is a bit more metal than those other ones in a way. Just, I don't know, a bit more traditional metal. It's not quite as, I mean, it's still pretty damn gloomy, but I don't know, there's something slightly punchier about it. One thing I'm not a fan of particularly is some of the vocals on it. Yeah. He's got sort of hoarse yells that really don't particularly work for me. His growly sort of stuff's all right, so it's not all terrible, but yeah. I really like the lead work on, My Ocean's Vast, and yeah, it's nicely dreary. Honestly, these guys are a bit better when they go slower. Occasionally, I think it's, Start of Summer for the Dames I don't know, it's a bit too fast, but it does turn into a great bloody song, but yeah, a lot of Death Doom bands, it's slow it down, fellas. And the start of, A Touch of a Crown's sort of gloomy, but then it's got a killer groovy riff towards the end. And yeah, this was produced at the good old Academy Studios by legendary Mags, not the drummer of Pod People, different Mags. So yeah, very happy to have this one. I don't think this is the easiest to get, so which is weird. Maybe Century Media just didn't push them much. I don't know. Pretty sure they signed for many albums and only produced this. So yeah, don't know what happened there, but anyway, I'm glad to have this. It's not as horrible as I hoped, Mark, but yeah, killer stuff. And generous chap that Heath is, he threw in a couple of promo freebies, so thanks, mate. First up, we have Black Crucifixion with The Fallen One in Flames. I think this is actually like their demo from 1992. This is a Finnish black metal band, very Beherit adjacent, Sodomatic Slaughter drums on this. And Nocturno Holocausto Vengeance does the intro and outro, apparently. So there's some definite similarities, especially with the Evil Whisper sort of style vocals. It's mostly sort of I don't know, slower mid-paced. The first proper song on here, Master Spirit. It's got that fast sort of Beherit feel, probably mostly due to the drums and the whisper sort of vocals. This guy's also did like another EP and an album. I've got like some other compilation that I think Seance put out. It looks to be mostly live tracks, or I don't know. I have to dig that one out, I think. Yeah, this one's pretty stylish pictures on the inside, looking young and grim. Bit of breathing fire action. I love it. So yeah, quality old Finnish black metal, can't go wrong there. And yeah, the other one is Corpus Christi. This is their fourth album. This is a Portuguese black metal band. This is their fourth album from 2005. The Torment Continues. Never heard of these guys before, I must admit. So, but yeah, pretty bloody decent actually. It's just pretty standard icy, tremolo black metal sort of stuff. I really like the kind of loud thumping drums on it, especially when he uses the double bass. And this was recorded at and by Necromorbus, who's also done like Mayhem, Onscap, Tribulation and Watain and stuff. He also drums on this alongside the main bloke, Nocturnus Horrendous. But yeah, it's not too bad actually. I kind of like the Pain vocals. He's got a bit of an Attila feel at times, that sort of weird moaning that he does, but yeah, just nice mid-range and kind of into it. So yeah, thanks heaps, Heath. Much appreciated. All right, up next is a brand new reissue all the way from Czechia. This is this came out on Dementia Records. This is Blood Incantation with their Astral Spells. This is their promo from 2014. So pretty early. I think they had demos prior to this. They got a lot of demos, these guys. Surprised they haven't reissued them all, but anyway, I'm happy to get this. According to the liner notes, this was a little promo kind of slapped together for their European tour. So there's 2 rawish studio versions and 2 live tracks as well, most of which are actually on the Interdimensional Extinction EP that they put out, I don't know, a year or 2 after this, I think. This is definitely demo quality. It doesn't sound too great. Guitars are way too loud and vocals are a bit distant sounding, which maybe it's intentional, I don't know, but does give it a sort of ghost-like feel. But yeah, sadly, the drums are pretty buried in this, which is a shame because he's a bloody good drummer. So yeah, first song, Hovering Lifeless, is, yeah, I know that well from Interdimensional Extinction, so yeah, always love the wild sort of solo action in that. The second song, Mephitic Effluvia, they did actually, I don't know if they redid it, I forgot to actually listen and see. I think it is a different version from their split with Spectral Voice that, yeah, I have the 7-inch of, but rarely listen to it, even though I love both bands. Weird, I don't know. Yeah, it's got a really epic climax, but kind of muddy, shitty sound, so it's a real shame they didn't re-record that song fully, properly. The live songs, I'll show you the back. The live songs are just songs off Interdimensional, including Obfuscating the Linear Threshold, which is probably my favourite song on there. So, yeah, bloody nice. Which comes on somewhat boring in a thingy, but spiffy-ass red vinyl. And, yeah, one of the highlights is the booklet sort of thing. It's got a little write-up from Paul and Damon, who, yeah, this had... I don't know if he's actually on this. I don't think he is. Damon Good from like Mournful Congregation, they did record on that EP with them, but I don't think he's actually on this. But yeah, you get like, a while back, Dark Descent Records had a hefty sale, you could say, that I kind of got suckered into and bought lots of CDs. So yeah, let's have a look at, and a tape as well. So yeah, first up, Bombs of Hades. This is, their Through the Dark Past compilation. This is a compilation of their early sort of, I don't know, EPs and splits and so on. Yeah, this is Jonas from God Macabre and also Magnus from Tribulation, like the old Swedish thrash band Tribulation, not the Swedish kind of goth death band. This is kind of listed as crusty death metal, but doesn't really sound that crusty, I've got to say. It does from the sense that it sounds very much like, your late 80s, early 90s Stockholm death metal, which had a lot of sort of hardcore influence in it as well. So, but yeah, it just sounds like Nihilist or pretty much, or God Macabre, Jonas's previous band. Maybe a smidge more D beats in it, but it sounds pretty bloody good. Surprising quality on all of these, really. I was expecting this because they're all EPs and stuff. I mean, I own maybe half of them, but I was kind of expecting some of them to sound like arse, but it sounds pretty good, actually. There's a batch of covers on here. There's like Motorhead, Zeke, Swedish punk band Loud Pipes, and Master. Plus, they even cover local legends for them. Carnage, they do, The Day Man Lost, with Per Boda, who's the original singer of God Macabre, or Macabre End. And yeah, that version's bloody killer, I gotta say. It's almost better than the Carnage one. The Motorhead cover on this, which is, what's the bloody song? I can't even remember. Clean Your Head, maybe? Oh, no, I'll Be Your Sister, sorry. Yeah, it works really bloody well. Honestly, you don't actually hear that many death metal bands do Motorhead covers, other than maybe like your classic Iron Fist or something. I can't really think of that many of them. Maybe there are, I don't know, but it's got all the pictures of the releases and the rest just boring lyrics. Yeah, I kind of like his raspy style vocals that he uses on this. I mean, Jonas doesn't sing in God Macabre, but he does pretty recent decent job here. Amusingly, it's pretty rare, they were around in the, I don't know, mid-2000s or something or other, so bit after the fact. I mean, he was from back in the day, but obviously this is a bit of a tribute to the old style, and I think it's Until Death, Banged by the Neck, or Hanged by the Neck. Yeah, that even borrows the start of Premature Autopsy, the old Entomb songs. But yeah, it's a bloody good riff. Why not reuse it? So yeah, happy to have this. I've got several of their other albums, but I think I'm still missing maybe one or two, so maybe I'll check them out. But yeah, not bad. Sort of sweet death. Can't go wrong. Also from Dark Descent is one that I kind of wanted on record, but yeah, it's kind of hard to get. So yeah, this is Oath of Cruelty with Summary Execution at Dawn. Yeah, this is Texas, kind of death thrash almost. Probably more thrash than death, I think. This is in my Dark Descent Top 20 video as well, so happy to finally actually get a proper copy of it. But yeah, in true Texas fashion, this is members of like PLF, Cemeterian, Blaspherian, Imprecation, Morbositat, and what are they called? Cruciamentum. So yeah, they get around in Texas. Honestly, yeah, this really isn't that deathish. It's just really bloody fast thrash with kind of grunty, throaty sort of vocals. I mean, sort of death metal in the, old Morbid Angel, Demolition Hammer, or, kind of Necrovore sort of style. It reminds me of Angel Corpse when they did their, like, Slayer cover. It's like Slayer with blast beats, which is a very big compliment in my book. I'm really surprised, again, as far as covers go, that more bands don't cover, like death metal full-on bands don't cover Slayer, because that cover of Kill Again by Angel Corpse, oh, it's gold. I mean, even early Satis, kind of without the screeching, horrible vocals. But, yeah, this is pretty friggin' killer. Stabbing forth with invincible damnation, even as you can feel the Morbid Angel riffs going on in there. But, yeah, I love the energy and just how fast and furious this is. I listened to this at work the other day when I realised too late that all the coffee shops were shut and I had work to do, so bung the headphones on. Fast and nasty. Love it. So yeah, just killer fast, aggressive solos as well. They're just sort of like, they don't linger. They're just kind of whatever the hell Tom Warrior was doing on old Celtic Frost. So yeah, fast, unrelenting stuff. Killer cover art by Daniel Sawblade as well. And he wasn't in this band, surprisingly. Just boring lyrics on the inside. But the bloke's looking tough. That's some quality toughness. Bullet belts. Looking down at the camera, that's a quality look. I like it. So yeah, bloody killer, just full-on thrash. Love it. Another cheap one from Dark Descent is Blasphematory with Depths of the Obscurity. I was very pleased to see just today, I think they posted something on Facebook about starting recording a new album or something or other. So hey, Excellent. This is New Jersey death metal. This is pretty much in the vein of your Funebarum and Disma, who it shares members with, unsurprisingly. So, yeah, and all the members are in Altar of Gore, which I always assumed was a gore band, but no, it's a black metal band. So, yeah, this is the NVNM collective, I believe. But, yeah, this is just deep, rumbly death metal. Those lovely Finnish style sort of evil melodies. Lots of bloody tough sounding riffs, though, and also uses my favourite, the old slow double bass. Love it. Vocals are mostly sort of deep, but yeah, honestly, the production on this isn't as good as their second album, The Lower Catacombs. Yeah, it's just not quite as good. And honestly, there's something I don't like about that cover. I don't know. Not a huge fan of that logo, but yeah, well. I probably should have got this on record, but no. Well. One thing I find interesting, there's just lyrics on the inside, nothing exciting, band looking tough, but it's like all that blurb that you used to see on old CDs about, make sure you clean it. And, there's even the compact disc logo on here. Surely that's not mandatory by any means because it's on barely any CDs these days. Maybe it's just a retro thing, I don't know, but yeah, it was a killer bloody album though. But as I said, I do kind of prefer the Lower Catacombs. Very eager to see where they go next. Yeah, just quality rumbly death metal. Also from Dark Descent is Purulency with Transcendent Unveiling of Dimensions. This one actually came out on Dark Descent, I think. Maybe? No, Caligari Records, sorry. I tell a lie. This is old school death metal, Finnish style, but from Tennessee. I've seen several people think that they were Finnish, but no, they just sound it. So yeah, this is very detuned, sometimes slow death metal. It's just pretty much, I am the target market for this band. Just my exact sort of style that I like. So I'll show you the insides. There's the old lyrics and the old standing around looking grim. Great killer cover art by Luxi Latinen, whatever his name is. Did like, abhorrence and sentence covers and yeah, killer stuff. So yeah, it's just chunky death metal. Reminds me of Ripaculo in parts, maybe a bit of Disma as well. Just nice, long, drawn-out sort of growls. The fast bits on this are okay, but they get a bit samey, I got to say. The slow rules. So, yeah, I really like this. I did actually want the LP of this, but it is only an EP, and it's like 18 minutes long, and the record was not cheap, I've got to say. So, yeah, tape will do for this one, unfortunately. But I'm hoping these guys do an album at some stage, because I think this is a couple of years old, maybe last year. Who can tell? Anyway, pretty recent. So yeah, Purulency. Links to all these bands will be below. So I highly recommend you checking this out if you like rumbly death metal. Who doesn't really? So yeah, killer stuff. Also from Dark Descent is Atlis with The Dreaming Eye. Yeah, this one came out on Debumur Morty. Yeah, this is American black metal band. I think it's like a one-piece band mostly, but at any rate, just dense black metal. I really love their new album, House of the Black Geminis, so couldn't resist. I grabbed this, and I've also got the album after that, Melilla or something, or starts with M. That's in the mail as well, so that'll be in my next collection update, hopefully. They're very intense, but mostly fast, but very atmospheric as well. Lots of noisy ambient sort of bits as well. I think his first album was just ambient sort of stuff. The vocals on this seem a bit higher pitched than the newer album, House. But yeah, I love I think it's Consummation has just this weird lead line over, really fast double bass. And The Dreaming Eye has just killer high pitched sort of swirling guitar work. It's just amazing stuff. So yeah, this is freaking awesome. I'm glad I finally got around to checking these guys out a bit more. I think the middle album that I've got on the way is freaking killer as well. I've already heard it plenty, but got to get the proper version. So, yeah, very good American black metal. Nice picture on the inside as well. Probably should have got this on record as well, and yeah, I love that. What is it? Sleep paralysis picture there or something. The rest of it's just lyrics, nothing too exciting, but yeah, very killer stuff. And lastly, from Dark Descent, I got two releases by Apparition. Yeah, I'll start with this one. This is Fear the Apparition, their latest album that came out last year on Headsplit Records. Yeah, this is the Spanish Apparition, not the American one on Profound Law. Yeah, really like this. This is members of Ataraxy and good old Bloodsoaked Necrovoid. Not the main guy, but some of the other ones. So yeah, this is early death metal style, like kind of sadistic intent or death, or even very early Morbid Angel. Still a bit sort of thrashy, and I think it's Soldier of Death starts with like Tom Araya, a sort of scream. And yeah, honestly, I got sucked in by the cover art. That's just great bloody stuff. But yeah, I got sucked in to listen to it by the cover art, and I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of fun. I like this. Not too dissimilar to that Aberration album that I'll be, yeah, if it ever arrives, I'll be reviewing that one soon as well. Yeah, this is kind of interesting because obviously they're pretty talented musos, maybe just playing a little simpler than usual just for the fun of it. On this, I think it's Quest for Blood kind of stood out. It's almost got an autopsy-ish kind of groove to it. And I think it's Apparition, the last song, sounds a bit like Asphyx. I mean, this does have a sort of, early Dutch death metal feel in parts as well, a bit of your first couple of Pestilence albums as well. So, bloody killer stuff, I got to say. Nothing super exciting. This is their demo from 2021. This one came out on, what does that say? Dark Blasphemies or something or other. Who knows? I'll put it up down the bottom. Yeah, I just grabbed this because I was getting the album as well. It's, yeah, not as good as the album, I've got to say. Pretty reasonable demo sort of sound, but it's a bit sparse sounding. I don't know, the full album just sounds a bit fuller. And the second and third songs on this are on the album anyway. The first song, what is it, Defiled Remains. Yeah, it's not as coherent as the later ones. I can see why it didn't make the album, but yeah, I think it's Demonic Torment, has killer ending, and just quality atmospheric slow sort of stuff, and yeah, Vanquished in Scorn's a ripper as well. So happy to get it. Probably didn't really need it, but much more happy I got the album because this friggin' rules. Alright, up next is one I got direct from Profound Law. This is Mitochondrion with Vitrespatome or something or other. This is their brand new album. This is, yeah, Canadian Black Death Insanity something or other band. Very bloody intense. I'll level with you. I've only listened to this about 3 times and it has not sunk in and probably won't sink in for another 10 listens or so. This is dense. That's easily the best way of putting this. Occasionally I would think there's like 2 albums being played at the same time. There's just so much going on in this. So yeah, this is a 2 LP one. This is 85 minutes long. Half an hour longer than their last album that seemed pretty long. So yeah, I'm not going to pretend I know every single little bit on this. Comes with this friggin' hefty bloody booklet. Lots of very dark artwork and lyrics and all sorts. Ooh, it's a band. Looking semi-naked. Good work. And it does come with spiffy records that I believe are wacky-do colours. I think they're different on both, maybe. I don't know, maybe not. So yeah, as I said, it has not sunk in whatsoever. I've got minimal notes on this, but I just put it on and it's just kind of like a wall of sound, but a really good wall of sound. I think it's Vacuole, which is track, I don't know, 6 or something or other. It just makes it sound like you're being sucked into a black hole. That's pretty much what I had to possibly do the name. That's Vacuole or Vacuum Hole or something. I don't know. But at any rate, it was impressive. What is it? Flail Fax Regime. It's just got kind of whispered Beherit sort of style vocals. And it's just so much going on. Argentum Mortifiction. I don't know, it's kind of got some classier melodies in it that I really wasn't expecting from these guys. They're usually just intense, smash your head in sort of style. But yeah, there's a lot going on this bloody album. As I said, it'll take a number of listens, I've got to say. And seeing it's 85 minutes long, it's not something you could just bung on briefly. It's, yeah, I mean, I think there's 17 songs. There's about 4 that are intro or, instrumentals that, make up about 4 minutes of the 85 minutes of length. So there's some damn long songs on here. So it can get a bit much, I've got to say. It's something you kind of have to invest the time in and listen to the whole thing in a row and just go, and then just maybe curl up in a ball or die afterwards. But it's yeah, I would recommend this if you like intense, very dense sort of music. It's a lot going on, so I was blown away, you could say, by this. And yeah, I'm hoping one day I'll be able to actually remember some of it and just not be a wall of noise that knocks me over every time I try and put it on. So yeah, it's impressive stuff, that's for bloody sure. Alright, up next are a batch I got from 7 Metal Ines Records, which is a bloody killer German label. First up we have Dismember with their Casket Garden EP. Now this came out, I don't know, 1994 or something or other. I don't know why I really bought this, to tell the truth. Maybe it's the old fear of missing out. But it does have a new cover art, which is a lot better than the real one, I think. I think this was maybe originally just a CD EP or something or other. I can't remember. So yeah, this is basically, I only just bought Massive Killing Capacity, which has the first 2 songs on here, and I'm pretty sure the third song, Justifiable Homicide, I've got on like one of the reissues as a bonus track off like an Everflowing Stream. So really not particularly necessary, but what the hell. So yeah, Casket Garden is pretty killer song, one of their more legendary ones of the sort of middle era. Maddie sounds particularly LG-ish on this one, I've got to say, but yeah, it's a slow banger, but it's pretty friggin' catchy, really. And I always really like the solo on it. It's bloody excellent. War Dead, or Warhead as it's mistakenly labelled here, as a faster one and just killer catchy melody to it. Oh, bloody excellent stuff. And yeah, side B is Justifiable Homicide, which is pretty damn Wolverine blues-ish, I've got to say, that's for sure. Nice coloured vinyl. So, as I said, certainly not necessary. But what the hell? Occasionally you just got to do these things. And yeah, as I said, nice cover art. Love it. Also from 7 Metal Inches is Carnal Tomb with their Dismembered Flesh EP. This also just came out. Yeah, this is a German death metal band covering Dismember and Grave. Who would have guessed with a cover like that and a logo like that? That's not their normal logo. I think that's their normal logo. But yeah, if you're doing a tribute one, what the hell? So yeah, 2 legendary Swedish death metal bands. So yeah, they do Dismembered by Dismember off their first demo. So it's actually one of my favourite Dismember songs, I think. So they've got a lovely filthy chainsaw HM2 sound on this. It does good. And yeah, Dismembered has, like the original version, has killer bloody solo in this, and the guitarist of Carnal Tomb does a damn good job. Even makes it slightly classier sounding, I think. I mean, they haven't really done too much to it. I know they do sort of slow down one riff. It works bloody great, I got to say. Vocals aren't quite the roar of Matty Karki, but he does a bloody good job though. The B-side is Extremely Rotten Flesh, another old demo song from Grave, or also on Into the Grave. And, yeah, another of my favourites, that's for sure. The opening riff, they do it even slower, and, yeah, sounds super tough. Love it. There's no way you can match Jorgen Sandstrom's vocals, but yeah, he does a pretty bloody good job, I gotta say. The drums on this sound really nice and unrelenting on this, which is good. And, honestly, I've never been the giantest fan of the actual overall sound of Into the Grave. Sure, it's nice and chainsawy, but it just slightly lacks something, so the guitar sound on this friggin' sounds bloody good with it. And yeah, obviously the cover art's a nice tribute to the first Dismember demo, and this came on ridiculous splattery clear vinyl, so yeah, happy to have this one. I might have to get me some actual Carnal Tomb albums, I think. Don't think I own anything else of theirs, not that I can remember, so yeah, quality German doing Swedish death metal acts. And finally, from 7 Metal Inches Records, is another of their new releases, is Putridarium split with Troll Cave. So Swallowed by Rottenness, I believe this split's called. So yeah, Putridarium are a German death metal band, very slow sort of style. Freaking killer. I think they were in my last collection update. Yeah, they should have been. So yeah, it starts slow with this sort of thumping kind of riff. It just kicks in with this killer winding sort of riff and deep vocals. really impressed by this. There's a lot of riffs going on this, all of which are awesome. So very impressed by the Putridarian side. It's just one song per band. Troll Cave is like a Spanish death doom sort of band. Honestly, the sound is, especially compared to Putridarium, it doesn't sound great. They slow down dramatically after a rather mid-pace sort of start. Nice leads, kind of remind me of Disembowelment, which is never a bad thing really, but because this is a 7-inch, sort of, what do they got, like 5 minutes max sort of thing. I think the song seems a bit rushed. They don't do the slow bits long enough, then it kicks back into fast and kind of spoils the mood a bit. Then back to slow and then back to fast. I don't know. I have their 12-inch coming from Masako, I think, so looking forward to that when it arrives. So, quite promising sort of stuff, I got to say. Love that. No idea what's going on in that cover art, but anyway. Even comes with a nice Putridarian sticker. Very happy with that. And sort of slightly mottled, sort of marbled look, but very happy with this one. And Putridarium can do no wrong. Alright, next up are a batch I got from Denmark from Extremely Rotten Productions, legendary label and shop. First up we have Morbific with Promethean Mutilation. This is brand spanking EP from these Finnish death metal band. It just came out on Extremely Rotten themselves. So, what do you get? 3 songs. The first song's called Vomit Test. It's just fast and messy sounding. It's bloody great. And I'm always a sucker for the old blood-sucking freak samples. Plus, the lyrics on here that you get, it just says vomiting. It's like in brackets, so there ain't no lyrics on that song. There are on the 2 other songs. They slow down to a sort of mid-paced rumble on the second song, and honestly, the third song's stabbing through the hymen of the dead. Lovely. It sounds a bit kind of clunky in parts. I mean, the production on this is not the greatest, I got to say. It's still some. I mean, don't get me wrong, the music itself, killer. Just this sort of swaggering kind of riffs throughout it. It's bloody great. And third song has kind of got this fuzzed out doom sort of feel to it, which I was not really expecting from a Finnish death metal band. So, but the band looking tough standing around, and it comes on ridiculously coloured vinyl. So happy to have this. I mean, big fan of these guys. Their 2 albums are well worth checking out. And look at that cover art. Beautiful stuff. Another new release from Extremely Rotten Productions is Sewer Hall with their emetic fluid transaction. This is a Danish band. They're originally called Slough, but changed their name because other bands were called Slough. This is Danish sort of gore grind stuff, or according to their thing, hardcore grindcore. It's a 2-piece. Bloke's looking tough. This is just lovely, disgusting sound. The second I put it on, I was like, I'm buying that, that's for sure. It's actually really clear, but just so friggin' heavy. I love it. Only thing I can whinge about is the super gurgly, pitch-shifted vocals. It could be a bit louder, I gotta say. Other than that, sounds killer. Just the usual combo of, fast, grindy sort of stuff and just super heavy breakdowns. Occasional bit of polka, sort of, polka beat action. Third song, The Mortician. Oh, it's called The Mortician. Unsurprisingly, there's a bit of a Mortician tribute. Obviously, a big influence on the band. Plus, I think they borrow the riff from Zombie Apocalypse there, I think. But, this is unfortunately only 6 songs in 7 minutes. So, I want a friggin' album. This is not long enough. This is friggin' rules, I got to say. So, you also get a little sleeve and on... very subtly coloured, that's for sure. So this friggin' rules. I'm very happy to get this one. I'm thinking at my end of year, I'm going to do like top 20 albums, but I'm thinking I might do a top 10 or 15 or 20 or whatever EPs as well, because this will definitely be on it, that's for sure. So will that Morbific. Look out for those, many a list, that's for sure. I'll probably do top 10 gigs and top 10 Aussie albums as well. So top lists for all, that's for sure. But Sewer Hall, friggin' awesome. I totally got suckered by Extremely Rotten's latest releases. This is another one. This is UDS, I suppose. This is a Danish grind band with Well, I'll try and read it. Noch aldig noch. And the other side is their Alting Vilder or something or other. So, yeah, this is Danish grind, or gore violence as they call themselves. And I must admit that tag totally sucked me, and I'm like, oh, gore violence, that sounds good. And yeah, another one of 5 seconds of listening, and it's like, yeah, add to cart, that's for sure. So yeah, side A is like from 2022, 23, and side B is from like 2015 or something or other. They don't sound too different, really. The A side does sound a bit more like, kind of like your Naser, more rotten sound sort of style, but just even more violent somehow. There's a bit of shifted vocals, but it's mostly just a nasty snarl. It's just fast, so intense. Side B is deeper kind of gore grind sort of sound, super catchy breakdown, but then just, yeah, blast and end. Yeah, not sure what's on the back there, nothing. And then, yeah, the song titles and the like, and yeah, you get more coloured spiffiness. Probably that doesn't seem to show up very well on camera, but it looks bloody nice in person. Get back in there, you bastard. Oh. Anyway, I like this band. They don't. They did have like a longer EP, I think. I don't know if it's a full album, but yeah, friggin' intense. Just gore violence. Can't go too wrong with that. And yeah, very impressive. I had no idea what's going on the cover on either side. Probably don't want to know, but yeah, UDS, bloody killer. As I had to have those extremely rotten releases, I thought, I'll grab a couple of other things to make it worthwhile. So I grabbed this one. This is Licentious with their self-titled. This came out on a combination of Headsplit Records and Parasitic. Yeah, this is brutal death metal sort of stuff from America. This is Rob Fornicator, so yeah, he's on vocals on this. So it's definitely his kind of usual style of Fornicator, and also, kind of horror and Waco Jesus, that sort of rude, brutal death metal sort of stuff. Unsure who the other two members are, but if it's on Parasitic, maybe Tim might be involved in this. I don't know. What are they listed as? Bombarder and Intruder. And they're the ones that write the lyrics. I have no idea who they are, but, write the music, so they know what they're doing though. So, yeah, really deep, powerful vocals from Rob. It's kind of a shame there's no lyrics, but yeah, I think that might be a good thing considering some of his previous. Yeah, none of the song titles are really that bad. Who knows? Yeah, there's really not much to it. There's no lyrics or anything inside. This is black vinyl. Really no details at all. So yeah, this came out, I think, originally on tape in 2022. So yeah, hopefully we'll get more of this. I missed this when I think Brad from Radical Blast had this for a while, and I don't know, that cover art did not sell me, but then I realised too late that it was Rob Fornicator. I thought, damn, I would have bought that, but now I've got it. So, yeah, brutal, probably rude. I'll make that assumption because, yeah, it's a good bet, I reckon. And finally, from Extremely Rotten Productions is the Surgikill split with Violation Wound. Yeah, Surgikill's like a kind of murky death metal band from Ohio and Kentucky. So this is like Ash from Crucified Mortals and Faith Extractor. Plus it has Billy and Vanessa Nocera on it, obviously before they split up. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. The cover art's probably the highlight, I think, for them. The other side, though, is Violation Wound, who's, yeah, being a Chris Reifert tragic that I am, and getting all his stuff from Autopsy and Abscess and everything. Yeah, Violation Wound is the latest one I'm trying to get most of. So yeah, this is his sort of punk band, and this is freaking killer. Especially after the last Violation Wound CD, I think that I got was a bit of a disappointment. This one is probably one of the best of their songs I think I've heard. I reckon the vocals sound great. It's just catchy, fast sort of one. It's bloody killer. Oh, what's their song called? Resist, Deny, Defy. Oh, that's not topical, is it, by chance? Anyway, so yeah, nice little compilation. Don't really like that Violation Wound cover art, and I do like that one, but yeah, Violation wins for sure. So yeah, happy to add this to the collection. Oh yeah, I forgot to show the metric ton of stuff that Extremely Rotten always adds in their order. I got a nice Undergang sticker, nice Sequestrum, I think that logo is, sticker, and then I don't even know what that even says. So various flyers. That's that Reverence to Paroxysm Good old Undergang flyer with Broder. Hemorrhoid flyer with Mortal Wound or whatever they're called. Malformed split with Mortuous. It's good to see some. This is weird. There's that Slough or Sewer Hall when they were called Slough, I think. And on the other side is like Aussie band Unholy Redeemer doing a split flyer from Sphere of Apparition. Good work. And Extremely Rotten and whatever the hell that band is. And yeah, even flyers, Undergang Chaotian tour, that'd be pretty bloody nice. Some Sick Feast gig with Crips, that would have been very nice. Nice little bit on the back. And even throws in a flyer, I think, for the gig that I just went to in Melbourne, which admittedly Undergang, or aka main guy from Extremely Rotten Productions is in. So yeah, nice getting a flyer for a gig I went to from overseas. Thanks, mate. And as per usual, whole lot of little, you probably can't even see those properly, little Danish flags that get stuck everywhere. And I think last time I did an order, there was, like a dozen of them going everywhere. So yeah, I always love a bit of flyer and sticker and the like action. So cheers. All right, up next are a couple of ones that I ordered from Svart Records in Finland. Thankfully, I didn't order 2 copies of these like I did to that Unholy demo compilation. But anyway, I ordered, firstly, Disgrace with their 1990 compilation. Now, this is an old Finnish death metal band. Well, they were Finnish death metal for a time. They're always Finnish after that, but not very death metal, not too long after. So yeah, this is a compilation that was originally compiled in like 2011. This is a reissue of that. This is their 2 demos and an EP that they all recorded in 1990, hence the title. I don't know, for some reason, back in the day, in my youth, I had a tape of Grey Misery, like their first album, but none of these demo-y sort of ones, which is quite a shame because they're pretty bloody nice. So yeah, this is the first one is Inside the Labyrinth of Depression. That's the newer one from October of 1990. That's just thick as bloody hell sound, very deep vocals. It's my favourite Disgrace one, and I do actually already have this Extreme Music reissue of it anyway. So, but yeah, I didn't have the other 2 demos on this. So yeah, that's the highlight pretty much of all Disgrace stuff. I think I prefer it to the album. I think it's just nasty, that really full, heavy, I don't know, slight bolt thrower influence sort of sound, possibly. And obviously Carcass and Zizma were big influences on these guys. It's fairly obvious throughout, but yeah, there's also that heaviness of, and yeah, this is pretty old. This is 1990s. This is well before, a few of the other later ones. So, but yeah, after that is Debts of God, which originally was released by, classic Seraphic Decay, one of those very expensive 7 inches of theirs. So, which I don't like my chances of ever getting. I do have a compilation, or I have a repress, a slightly illegitimate repress of the compilation CD, but honestly, that's the crappiest sounding one on here, I think. Don't get me wrong, the music's friggin' killer, but it's just got an average sound, really clicky sort of drums that just didn't work. Sounds good when it's slow, but whenever they get fast, it's just messy as hell. And the third one, so that's from June 1990, and then the oldest one on here from February 1990 is the Beyond demo. Does it actually have a full name? Beyond the Immortalized Existence, possibly. This has much better sound. It sounds freaking great, actually. Definitely a lot of grind influence here, your old Carcass sort of reek, and actually probably more symphonies, I think. I like the fact that it does have a bit of symphony sort of feel to it, because not that many bands really quite captured the symphony sound, I think. I mean, the reek sounds pretty easy, but symphonies has a lot to it, I think. You can still get a bit of the weirdness of their latest sort of stuff. I think it's, Ingrained Rain has this kind of strange riff in it. This is a recent reissue, comes on spiffy, slightly boring coloured vinyl. Honestly, I was kind of hoping for more. For a demo compilation, all you really get is some badly Xeroxed covers and little ads, and then on the back, you know, not that much more really. I was expecting some liner notes or something, but oh well. What are you going to do? But yeah, I also got from them, this is a repress of Grey Misery, their first proper album from 1992. This is, by now, not quite. They're getting towards the classic Scandinavian switcheroo from death to rock sort of thing. I blame Zizma more than I blame Entombed. I reckon they were the originators of that sort of change. But on this, I mean, there's still plenty of death metal on here, really. But there's a bit of nice rock groove sort of added to it. And yeah, I'd always kind of liked this as a young'un, but never saw an original for sale, I don't think, or maybe I didn't have enough money for it. But so yeah, this is still Finnish death metal. It's got the occasional, you know, pitch shiftery sort of deep vocally bits, but most of it's just usual deep gurgly stuff. All 4 songs from the Into the Labyrinth of Depression demo are on here. And I think the Chasm sounds just tough as hell, and doomy intro riffs so bloody good. But yeah, the more rocky sort of stuff shows through in the newer songs, Abtruth Myth and My Dark Paradise. And yeah, after this they it's not really much to it. After this, they did Superhuman Dome was the next album that actually came out, which is not death metal at all. They did actually record another album that's been released since 2011 that I might have to track down. It's called Volume 2 or Vol 2. That's a bit more rock and roll, but it's still a bit sort of deathy, so I might have to track that one down, I think. So, but yeah, this album still friggin' rules. There's a killer bloody sound on it. I don't know if that's a classic Tico Tico one. Oh no, that's right, TTT Studios. Possibly not Tico Tico, but don't know. Comes with nice coloured vinyl, and yeah, again, nothing super exciting. I mean, this is just a straight album. There's no bonus tracks or anything on this. But yeah, happy to finally have it. And I've always kind of liked that cover. It's very stylish for a death metal one. I don't know if the original one had no black line there, but I don't know, it looks bloody good. So yeah, I don't know, these guys really don't get much love when everyone's rambling on about Finnish death metal, and I'm the same. I'd hardly ever think of them, but I should, because this is bloody great. All right, up next are a couple I got from Strange World Records. This is Simon from Explosive Action prompted me on this one, and sort of demanded I buy it, and I'm glad he did, because this is freaking killer. This is Decrepacy with their Emetic Communion album. This is a Portland, Oregon sort of death metal band. It's got, you know, Mr. Every band. Charlie Corrin is in, like, you know, Incantation, Morbid Angel, Ascended Dead, Funebarum, plus Kyle from Vastum and Cephalix is in this. I totally missed this band this is like a couple of years old, I think. Just totally missed them, and yeah, I'm glad that Simon prompted me to get this. It's killer. It's just pretty standard death metal, but just done really well. There's a few weird bits sort of thrown in. The first song's got some creepy sort of riffs. Second song's got some nice evil melodies that just sound amazing. There's even a bit of Slayer influence on Emetic Communion. Yeah, lots of changes in this, some unexpected sections, but just flows really bloody well. I don't know, sometimes you just want straight death metal, and that's what you get with this. Nice clear red vinyl in a sleeve sort of thing. Band standing around looking grim. And yeah, it even came out on Carbonized Records, so I'm going to stick it for them. Band logo, and this little flyer for that, and Funeral Leech, which I keep forgetting to listen to that. Maybe I'll give them another go. So, yeah, no frills death metal, but really bloody good. Just a little weird. I like it. So, yeah, highly recommended this. Link will be below. So, yeah, thanks, Simon. All right, also from Strange World Records, I thought I'd grab this anyway, just for the hell of it. This is Rotten Soil with From Beyond the Grave If you're wondering about that cover, it's that like sticky tape all over it, so it's now covered in filth. So I'll put that down and I'll put a proper picture of the cover up because it's very nice cover art, very Seagrave-ish. Yeah, this is a German death metal band with a HM2 fixation. Unsurprisingly, Mark G with a C, previously mentioned from Enchantment. He's got a series going on of sort of his favourite Swedish-inspired sort of bands, some of which are Swedish, but most of which aren't. But yeah, his HM2 worship sort of series. So yeah, he talked it up, and yeah, I'm glad I checked it out. Who would have guessed they're somewhat Swedish sounding with a band named Rotten Soil, which is the song off Wolverine Blues. So I'm not so sold on the sort of shouty LG style vocals that he's got, but he's got some deep ones and raspy ones as well. So I really like the solos. Nothing too fancy about it, just nice sort of sound. I mean, this is Swedish death, but it does have a bit of that. I don't know, kind of reminds me of Skinless in parts. That sort of not. I like that Skinless level of not really brutal death metal, but it's got that sort of breakdowns of brutal death metal, but it's normal death metal. I don't know. Something about Skinless and, you know, kind of in, what are they called? Which one are they? Eternal Suffering, I think, is the other one that reminds me of, what are they called? Skinless. Yeah, anyway, I digress. This one, yeah, sounds pretty bloody nice. I got to admit, the first sort of half listen I gave it was bloody killer. Then, it's still great, but not quite amazing. I think Necrobleed's probably the highlight. It's got a chunky riff and just nice sort of lead bit throughout. Putrefaction's a nice sort of slow banger closer to it. Sadly, I probably should have got the record of this. That's got an extra track of a tribute to LG Petrov. I think it's Wolverine Blues, the song cover. So yeah, pretty killer HM2 sort of stuff. So yeah, thanks Mark. Good recommendation. All right, up next is a new release I got from Cold Spring Records. This is Pitchshifter with their Peel Sessions. So this is Peel Sessions from 1991 and 93. So it's, two sessions, one from the sort of Submit EP era and one from the Desensitized album era. So yeah, you get 3 songs on the 91 one, which is Gritter, Tendril and Dry Riser Inlet. So yeah, I like it actually. The vocals are deeper than the Submit ones. I mean, it's still the Submit era lineup, so it's got J.S. Clayton on vocals instead of his brother or whoever sung on Industrial. But yeah, the vocals are a bit deeper, they're slightly fuller sound than Submit, but it's not quite as sort of mechanical sounding, I've got to say, which kind of rates it down a bit. This was actually recorded 4 months, I think, before they recorded Submit. So the songs are pretty similar. Like Gritter's tough as hell, although the bass sounds a bit sort of odd on it, I've got to say. Tendril is like the hidden track after like 20 minutes or whatever, something ridiculous of silence at the end of Submit. So I wasn't actually that familiar because I don't think I could ever be bothered sitting through all the silence. So, but yeah, Dry Riser Inlets. I mean that's a known sort of song on the proper EP, but it doesn't sound as punchy as the Submit version. Plus, it's got this, I don't know, different chorus that sounds kind of clunky. I'm glad they fixed that because it sounds a lot better on Submit, but it's still interesting to hear the early version of it. The other songs off Desensitize, yeah, they're much better produced than the first session, unsurprisingly. But still not quite as clear as the LP version. What is it? A higher form of killing. The radio fuck edit, apparently. Yeah, it's pretty intense normally, so it sounds pretty good, sort of a bit more lo-fi and rough. Diablo was one of my favourite sort of songs off the album and sounds friggin' tough as hell here. The dynamics overall are slightly off on this. I don't know, the whole thing's too loud instead of the sort of quiet to loud that they did on the album, so that's the only real sort of downside. Deconstruction's an old song that from Submit that kind of gets a newer sound on here. Sounds pretty bloody good. So yeah, I didn't realise this even existed. I didn't realise they'd done Peel Sessions, nice wide LP. So yeah, this just popped up on my Facebook. I'm like, because I followed Cold Spring, and yeah, bloody happy with that. Anything I'm not really happy with is a bit of damage up the top there, but yeah, what are you going to do? And killer, macro photography cover art, much like that sort of era of theirs. So, yeah, you like Pitchshifter, you'll probably bloody like this. All right, up next are a couple of tapes that I got from Sphere of Apparition Records in Queensland. Quality service as always. So, yeah, first up is Hemorrhoid with their Demo 2023. I was a big fan of this album of theirs that came out, Raw Materials of Decay, that came out this year. Friggin' ripper. I kind of expected this to be more than 3 songs, to tell the truth. I probably should have checked beforehand, but it's 3 bloody good songs, but yeah, it's 3.5 minutes long, so yeah, I don't know if that was really worth it. I did the order mainly for the next tape, but yeah, this one, I was happy to bung it in anyway, just for the hell of it. Managed to break the cover when I got it, so nothing super exciting cover-wise. I do like on there, you probably can't really see it very well, but I think it's the band members have, or maybe it's the actual, no, it is the band members just have a various inner body parts or something as their pictures. So, but yeah, just gore grind, catchy sort of death grindy kind of stuff. Not full gore grind, but yeah, I think the one song's from the album and there's 2 other ones on here. So yeah, ripper to have. Can't say I've listened to this. As you may have remembered from my previous collection video, poor Parasitic Equilibrium tape got mangled the other day. Yeah, which I wasn't happy about. So I'm going to have to do something with my tape deck, because I put another tape on today thinking, I wonder if it'll work now. And it's like, stop, eject. Thankfully, that tape didn't get mangled, but well. So yeah, if you're going to check out Hemorrhoid, get get their album, because it's freaking rules. But tape, this is the extremely rotten Productions version. I think Headsplit, obviously, saying it's the drummer is the main Headsplit guy. They put out the original version of this, but so happy to get that. So, all right, the main thing I ordered from Sphere of Apparition was this Aethervorus with their cephalic palingenesis. This is a Black Death sort of band. I think they're originally from Adelaide and now are in Brisbane in Australia. This is their sort of full first album. I think they did an EP about 15 years ago or something or other. I don't actually own that, but I've had the MP3s of it for a long time. Very intense sort of stuff. I think the main guy is also was in Grave Upheaval and Impetuous Ritual, so you can kind of get a feel for what this sounds like. Intense bloody stuff, sort of real raspy sort of vocals, lots of pick slides, just intense. It's probably borderline war metal sort of stuff. Occasional crazed sort of solo, just very dense, unrelenting music. I like it. So yeah, exciting tape. I'll show you the inside bits. Nice cover art, and yeah, nothing super exciting. Yeah, this is mostly at that sort of slow blast beat sort of speed. It's not like, occasionally he does go all out, and it's faster, that's for sure. But it's just got that sort of, revenge kind of feel to it. I love the completely animalistic vocals on the 5th song. It's just truly demonic sounding. It's freaking killer. I think the last song, all the songs are just titled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think 6, the last song, is probably my favourite on here. I've only listened to this a couple of times, but it sounded pretty freaking nice. But yeah, track 6 is, it's got a combo of the 2 sort of vocal styles, the sort of raspy ones, and then the completely overblown animalistic ones, plus insane solos and kind of one of the few sort of discernible tough sort of slightly slower riffs. Yeah, friggin' intense bloody stuff. I'm going to try and track down the first EP, I think, but yeah, bloody nice. All right, next up we have a zine that I got. I won't name the person because Simon from Explosive Action, who put me onto him, didn't name him for some reason, so I don't know. The unknown person got me this. This is Noxious Ruin Volume 10. So yeah, Noxious Ruin is it's a magazine. It's also a record label that puts out some damn fine stuff. I think I've got a few of their things. If you recall that Ruin, the band, that ridiculous murder kit that I got. I'm pretty sure the Noxious Ruin put that out. A few other bits and pieces here and there. They always have these fancy folding sort of strange cardboard covers. But yeah, this is one of their main things. And have a look at this. It's friggin' huge. It's a very thick, so it's a fanzine, but yeah, very professionally done. One thing I'll note as well, thank you very much for using legible font all the way through. I don't know, I've read plenty where it's like all scrawled and yeah, it looks all dramatic and evil, but if you can't friggin' read it, whereas this, it's all readable. So yeah, lots of interviews with bands, including really good interview with Abscess, like the Chris Reifert. I mean, that's partly why I wanted this, but you know, really extensive interview that is with him and with like Chris and Danny as well, so from Abscess and Autopsy and so on. Really killer interview, very in depth. It's bloody nice. I haven't read everything in here, but I read that one, and there's one with the bass player of Incubus, like the good one of the good Incubuses, that is. There's also like an article on, what is he called, the Toolbox Killer, some serial killer in America. There's a full article on that. Article on some skateboard guys. Also a feature on Extremely Rotten Productions. There's our good old mate from Undergang. So yeah, killer old bands. There's some heaps of really cool artwork in here as well. I'll point out this lovely one. So yeah, it's there's a ton of different artwork from random artists, some cool sort of stuff, and it has their, like, you know, what's it called, Instagram page there, you know, interview with Lymphatic Phlegm. So yeah, just killer bloody stuff, really nicely detailed as well. Like they're not just what are your influences sort of questions. Damn fine artwork in here, so super happy to have this. Thank you so much. It's definitely worth tracking down. I'm spearing I don't have all 10 of them now. I'm pretty sure Simon does, lucky bugger. Yeah, they're not cheap to get in Australia, so I mean their thing weighs quite a bit, and yeah, postage is a bit ridiculous. So I was happy to pay whatever for our mysterious man who got them in. So thank you very much. But as part of it, it also comes with this tape, which, yeah, this is the one I tried listening to. Got about 5 seconds into the first one and it started going roar, so I'm like, nope. So yeah, cool little tape. This is a compilation of various bands, some of which they actually feature in the, you know, featured in articles in the magazine. But so this band has Last Wretch, Putrefaction sets in, which I really want to listen to because I love them. Goetia, Exalt, etc., etc. I'm very keen to hear Kanda Rivers, it's like a Japanese band, I think. So yeah, and some damn fine stuff in here. Brundlefly, I'm very eager to hear. So got to get me bloody tape deck fixed, even though I barely used it. But anyway, I won't go into a rant for that. So yeah, that actually comes with the thingy. But I also threw in some freebie tapes. So thanks to Mystery Man for sending me this one. This one's Purgatory with Marching Through the Night Guided by a Black Fire. Sorry, Marching Through the Night. 2 E's. I don't think that really works. But so yeah, this is one of these fancy, trying not to break it, you know, cardboardy sort of fold out thingies with, yeah, normal tape in it. And I'll just show it to you before I ramble about the band themselves. Nice little thing, band looking grim. And yeah, the actual thing always folds out. Always an upside down. Oh, I suppose it's not quite an upside down cross, but very stylish. I like good quality packaging like that. So, yeah, Purgatory is a punky Black Death sort of band from Barcelona in Spain. Never heard of them before, but glad I have now, that's for sure. Nice level of rawness, just catchy, punky riffs, works really well with sort of black metal sort of feel to it. Sounds tough as hell when they switch from the punk to the kind of, well, it's a bit more Black Death than just straight black. But yeah, the crossover just sounds, they do it very well. Some Black Death can be a bit samey and just fast, so this kind of appeals to me, I gotta say. Reminds me of like Craft, maybe a bit of slightly Carpathian foresty, bit more deathy than that, but yeah, very happy with this random one. So yes, thanks Mystery Man, and thanks to Noxious Ruin for doing some damn fine work, I've got to say. Keep up the bloody good work. Alright, these last two are from Black Sound Records in Melbourne. Bloody excellent shop. Get in there if you can. They're now a shop front now, so as well as online ordering, so obviously I just get them online. But yeah, first up, Mother of Graves with the Parapt of Absence. I don't know that word, I've got to say. This is an American band. Yeah, why did no one tell me this sounds like Catatonia? I don't know. This is their second album. I completely missed their first album, even though I did discover it on my hard drive. I'm like, why the hell didn't I listen to that? Obviously just grabbed it and I didn't bother. So, yeah, it's friggin' rules. This is like Death Doom sort of stuff. So this is, as far as sounding like Catatonia, it sounds like Brave Murder Day era Catatonia. Yeah, I really completely missed that. So, which is a style I absolutely worship. So, yeah, this has been listened to a lot of late. Same with their first album as well. That name I can't remember, but actually this kind of sounds like it's inspired by Rapture being inspired by Catatonia's Brave Murder Day being inspired by Paradise Lost Gothic. So I reckon these guys possibly owe royalties to Black Iron, but then he'd probably owe royalties to Greg Orr from Paradise Lost. So at any rate, I'm very happy with the overall sound of this, especially I think it's the second song, Shatter the Visage, really definitely has that sound to it. I think it's a Scarlet Threnody, don't know that word either really. That one actually starts all mellow and sounds like Day or one of the other mellow songs on Brave Murder Day. As you might have guessed, I'm a big Catatonia fan, so when I find something that sounds like it, like that Rapture Feudal album, the first time I heard that, I'm like, what the hell? That's just exact Brave Murder Day. So, yeah, this isn't quite exact, and they are actually, this is slightly less derivative than the first album. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not bagging them at all. I'm happy for it to be derivative of such an amazing album. It's just boring black vinyl, so nothing super exciting, and yeah, nothing super exciting there. So, but yeah, I think it's probably the vocalist as well. He kind of does remind me of a bit of Michael Ackerfeld of Opeth, but not so much Opeth, more in his when he sang for Brave Murder Day, and also a bit of his Bloodbath work. But this one actually, I don't know, I got feelings occasionally of Edge of Sanity sort of style. Like it also has that Dan Swano vocal sort of style, and Dan actually mastered this. I think didn't do any of the other recording, but mastered it. So I don't know, and there was occasional guitar-y bits that reminded me of kind of like mid-era Edge of Sanity. Again, a compliment for sure. So yeah, I'm stoked to get this. I mean, there's even like violins on it a bit. It kind of sounds a bit like Ye Olde My Dying Bride. So nothing wrong with that. A slight bit of kind of your goth influence on this. So yeah, this friggin' rules. This all. Yeah, I only recently got this, and it's already in my top 20 albums of the year. That's for sure. I've listened to this a batch. So friggin' killer. All right, and last but not least, and also from Black Sound Records, is Cosmic Putrefaction with Emerald Fires atop the Farewell Mountain. Not sure what's going on there, but yeah, this is Italian death metal. This is essentially a one-man band, although there's a session drummer on here. This is friggin' incredible, I gotta say. I don't know, it took me a while for this to click. I sort of checked it out and, listened to it once or twice, and then finally I just went, oh, holy crap, this is bloody amazing. This sort of reminds me of your Cathellus, kind of big similarity with that kind of weird Finnish angular sort of style at times. This is kind of like a slightly more tech, less dreamy Blood Incantation, or maybe a bit of Gorguts as well. So, damn fine stuff. Not generally my favourite sort of style, although add anything Finnish to something, I'll probably be a sucker for it. But this, I don't know, it's incredible stuff. There's some clean vocals on here, but mostly sort of growly sort of stuff, but really powerful bass, which is not kind of a descriptor I usually use for bass, but I don't know, something about it. It's just there and dominating almost. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of damn fine normal guitar work and solos and everything going on. And plus the drummer, the session drummer on this is very bloody good. Lots of tricky stuff, but smooth as hell. It's I've listened to this a lot. This will also be in my top 20 list for sure. I'll probably try and give it a slowly better description there because, yeah, I've listened to this like 6 or 7 times at least, and I still can't really put my finger on what's so great about it, but it's just freaking awesome. Really, plus, I mean, look at that cover art. That's awesome. I love the band logo's awesome. It's just black vinyl. Yeah, here's your inner sleeve. Nothing super exciting, but far out, this album friggin' rules. I did have their previous album on my hard drive, and I'm now going to track that one down, I think. I also have another 2 albums before that I'm not familiar with yet. But this, it's a step. It's definitely a step up from the last album, which was friggin' awesome as well. But yeah, that hadn't really clicked for me either, even though I'd probably listened to that a few times. But yeah, I'm very glad this finally got there because this is impressive. If the new Blood Incantation's not quite death metal enough for you, friggin' check out Cosmic Putrefaction. Bloody awesome. Well, I'm quite sure that video was very long, so thanks if you're still around watching at this late time. As I usually say, all the links are below. All the shops where I got these from are below as well. So, yeah, definitely check them out. Not sure what my next videos will be. I'll be prepping for my end of year lists so many. I did also have 1 or 2 other, one silly one that could be fun planned, so I might get around to doing that one. So, but anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Cheers.